Hey, good evening, Father's House. It is the 6 p.m. We're calling it the hashtag 6 p.m. Thank you for joining very much, all you young adults and others who are young at heart, or adults at heart, I guess. Hello, Vincent. You're first again. That's true. Good evening, Jessica and Dean and Andrew and Antoinette. So I know Facebook and YouTube are both up and running. I am a minute or two earlier than usual for the evening, and that's because there's a little tag team that's going to happen here tonight. In a minute, I'm going to introduce you to the person who will be DJing, continuity presenter for tonight. While you're all jumping on board, couple of things. Hello, Jackson. Couple of things I wanted to suggest to you. Please like the YouTube video and please share the Facebook page. That is not my car or my alarm. That is somebody else's phone. Armand, good evening to you. Great to see you also. Well, while we have 8 or 9 minutes before we get going on tonight's clip that's been prepared for young adults, which is 18 to, 25-ish. But always keen to have anybody watching any of our broadcasts. You just need to know it's tailor-made from a specific department to a specific group of people. And we know everybody will get something out of it. So, looking forward to the service. Hello, Esther. Thank you very much. Great to have you. Evening, Dudley. Nice to see you too. Hey, Jess Potkita. Good evening. Nice to see you all. Yes, it's been a beautiful sunset evening here in the Bay. Don't know where you're watching from. Wherever you are in the world, please comment and let us know. Now, in order for this little tag team thing to take place, we need you to know that we've complied with all the regulations, right? So there's a form here, and it requires some answers which have been asked and answered. Any fevers, any chills, any coughing, sore throat, shortness of breath, body aches, fatigue, weakness. It's all good there. The final thing I have to do is a temperature check. Now, I know that this person, is on fire, but I'm hoping that his temperature will comply with regulations. And then he takes over from me for tonight. Hey, so many of you live online right now. Cameron Parry, come on over here. Keep social distance. You're in shot. Let's just do your temperature. There we go. You are 35.6. A little on the colder side, I'd say. 35.6, everybody. There we go. Well, Cameron, it's over to you and the young adults. I'll be in the room to mentor these youngsters through these things. It's been great seeing you again. Enjoy tonight.
Thank you so much, George, for having me here. Quite excited as we try to be compliant as possible, and sneakily takes his phone out of shot here. I did joke previously as I started sitting here, just saying I feel like quite a learned scholar, having Bibles open. Just the presence of the Lord is here. I'm even using George's, notepad. So yes. It's nothing but good stuff coming for you guys tonight. So very big welcome for the young adults and all watching. I'd like to try something new. We're starting off with a brief little challenge. So I see some of the comments are coming through. Kieran's there, Jess is there. Thanks, Jess, for the support. I appreciate Jackson. Thanks for the support. So my first challenge to kind of kick us off is going to be based on emojicons. So what I would like you to do is you're going to comment 3 emojicons in the order that I repeat them, and the first person gets a quick shout out. So I'm hoping your internet feed is fresh. I'm hoping you're feeling good and you're feeling quick. So the first emojicon is a fire emojicon. Next emojicon is a clapping hands, and then a red heart. So what you need to do, put them all together quickly, and let's see who gets the first shout out. While this is taking place, I will get through a little bit of news, and I'm hoping someone's going to be quick enough because I imagine everyone's scrolling through the emojicons as we speak. Not much listening probably happening. Do we have a winner? Oh, we've got Deline with a fire emojicon. We need the clapping hands and the red heart. And we're waiting for the first winner up. But guys, it's been lovely to be here with you. I'm really excited for tonight. We've got Jess Potkita. Well done. You luckily had slid in first from my side. So very well done for you. I thought you might have got that one, to be brutally honest. So very well done to you. Guys, I'm really excited to be playing this role in hosting the conversation tonight. I was there with the recording, with the panel discussion. We've been covering purpose over the last couple of weeks for the month of May. And if you've missed any of the series, please go back on the YouTube channel. Go check it out. We've had an intro, episode 1 and episode 2. And for the end, I love it, guys are still going. Oh, Matt, you're a little bit late, bro. But a secondary prize to you, bro, just because how much I love you, man. But what I was saying was obviously the idea of the discussion around purpose, which has been really, really awesome. The host for tonight is Jackson Chabalala himself with guys on the panel discussion. And I'm super excited for what they're bringing. And as I encourage, please go back and check out some of the other content that we got. So how do you stay connected with us as young adults? Is through Instagram. We go FH_young adults. That's where most our news, our encouragement, our videos are taking place in terms of stories as well. I'm old, I use words. Lol, Vince, you would have made it. Anyway, guys, a comment on how good worship was this morning was really incredible. A fire emojicon for the service this morning with the worship and the word with Pastor George over here. Semi brownie points with that comment, I can imagine.
Yes.
There we go. And I'm really excited for tonight with the young adults where we've got Matt leading us in worship and again the panel discussion. So again, sorry for diverting, but as we say with Instagram, FH_young adults. I see Jess has thrown it there in the comments. Tracy Jerry online. Thank you so much for the support, my friend. I truly appreciate it. But the big news that I want to get you to is that on Thursday we're doing Apologetic Night live on Instagram. So what's so exciting about that is on Monday we post to our story, a place where you can fill out your questions. And these questions can range from as deep as you want them, as light-hearted as you want them. How do I get through 2020? How do I keep my faith high? And you can go as deep as you want. And we've got Damien Sharp who will be unpacking those answers online on Instagram on Thursday. So he's going to be praying into those questions that come through on Monday. And what's really exciting about that is it's kind of cutthroat, it's dry, it's to the point in saying that we're answering your questions that you might be struggling with or have at this time during COVID. So as I watch the time, I think we've got about 4 minutes left. Jackson Chabalala giving the worship. Kieran Hempel going fire, fire, fire. So good. Kieran's actually on our panel today. And as I was not a part of it, but was in the room as the panel discussion was going on, there were some really cool nuggets of information that came through there. So for the guys who know Kieran and see him behind the sound desk and his involvement, there was really some great information coming from him. So I encourage you to stay online and watch as the panel discussion takes place in the next little while. What's really cool about next week as well, or as we go to the next Sunday, is we'll be having something a little bit different to wrap up the end of this series called Purpose. And we'll be having an interview with potentially the pastor from Stellies, the young adults pastor, David Webster, which could be quite exciting. And that's something that we're looking forward to with Hillsong. Guys, a second mention, if you don't mind doing me a favor and giving a like to this video, what platform you're watching it with. And that helps us with a little bit of the YouTube stats, gets our numbers up a bit, and hopefully, as you probably might know with YouTube, if you've been scrolling a bit, you get the autoplay what's next, and the helping of likes helps us get a little bit higher ranked through YouTube, which is quite exciting. And my last encouragement is to the guys who are potentially been part of Father's House for quite some time. They've been part of the worship, they've been part of the experience of Father's House, either back at the building or have been enjoying us online. Can I encourage you that in our description below, if I'm doing this right, you point down below and you could scroll down below. My first time ever doing stuff live, Dean Cottiel might laugh at something like this, but when we did an Insta Live moment at one stage, I had accidentally clicked the camera flip around moment. And as Dean started smiling and I started uncovering content and I thought it was so good, I was actually in my bathroom because it had the best downlight, and when I flipped my camera around, it was showing the basin sink. So what was really funny about that is I thought refresh camera was actually the reverse, and everyone in the comments was just having a bit of laugh at me. So a lot of guys had the sync challenge going on. So with this live platform, it's a little bit easier. A little bit of useless information, but it's a bit easier during these times as well. So what I was trying to get to once again was in the description below is the hello card. So if you can be brave and bold enough to fill out your details, very basic, date of birth, name, surname, and a contact number, I personally will get in touch with you as the week goes on and just get a bit of a feel for how I can make your journey through Father's House the best. So guys, it's really been cool having you online. Nate, yo Cam, so good to see you, Nate. We've been doing some really cool things with the foundation. So if you guys aren't aware, if I'm understanding correctly, it's on Wednesdays at 10:30 is foundation. Thursdays at 10:30 is foundation. And they give a little bit of news when it's Ryan LaRue covering some content on the foundation. So we're 1 minute away, and I think we're ready to kick it off at a certain time. The TV isn't straight. That comes from Kieran. Kieran, we will fix the TV. Thank you for the slight alteration of looking to... George is asking, is that not your job to come and fix the TV? But with Corona, I'll ensure that we fix the TV at a good time. Candace, thanks so much for having you online. Good to see you. And Sing Challenge, Jackson Chabalala, as I just mentioned. And we're really excited to be kicking off hashtag this 6 p.m. with you. So if I click the right button, I'm going to click this one. Hopefully see you after worship, the panel discussion, then it's back to me. Enjoy Sunday service.
You have come, and we have found life everlasting. Now alive to know your freedom, never ending. And you alone have made a way for us. In your love, you are life. I'm living in the light of my Savior. And I'm dancing in the arms of forever. And I'm singing like I'm walking on water. You are life alive in me. From gray skies to living color, you have called us. Now your light uncovered the world to see it now. You alone have made a way for us. In your love, you are life. I'm living in the light of my Savior. And I'm dancing in the arms of forever. And I'm singing like I'm walking on water. You are life alive in me. And I give my life to follow. 'Cause your love is all I want now. You are life. You are life alive in me. For all the world to find your love. For all the world to see that you are God. Forever be lifted high. The one who holds the universe and every beating heart across the earth. Jesus be lifted high. You are life. I'm living in the light of my Savior. And I'm dancing in the arms of forever. And I'm singing like I'm walking on water. You are life alive in me. And I give my life to follow. 'Cause your love is all I want now. You are life. And you are life alive in me.
Hey, what's up, young adults? I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to the 6 p.m. It's another Sunday night and we're about to have fun with an amazing panel. So what we've been doing is we've been having a panel discussion around purpose for the month of May. And you guys have been bringing in your questions via our Insta Lives, or not Insta Lives, Insta Stories. And we've just been communicating with you guys and answering some of your questions. And we have professional these questions. We have experts with us this evening, so it's going to be amazing. I'm going to introduce them. It is Tando. He is here hailing all the way from Australia, and
My God.
our guest pastor for this evening. We also have the great Kieran. Kieran is an evangelist. He is all the way from Japan and he loves anime. So that's why he's here. He is spreading the gospel through anime. We have Antoinette all the way from Cameroon. And she's here she's an amazing worship leader. And we're just going to have a good time all together. How are you guys feeling? How are you guys doing?
Good. Excited to be here.
Yeah. It's a blessing to be here. It's good to be with you guys. It's good to be with like an international ministry like Father's House, partnering with you guys. You guys are doing amazing things down there in South Africa, man. It's pretty great. God bless you. And God bless your movement.
Every church in South Africa is a dream. Father's House International.
Appreciate you guys gracing us with your presence, man. So before we kick the panel discussion off, I would like us to do a little challenge, just to get to know you guys, get to know what you guys are about. So I'll be asking a few questions to each of our panelists, and they don't know what the questions are. So I'm looking forward to these kind of answers and to their faces when they get these questions. So I'll be starting off with Tando. Tando, are you ready for your question?
Hit me, my brother. We'll see.
Right. So, what's the one moment or event in your life that you're happy was never recorded?
One moment that I'm happy was never recorded. Let me think about it. There was this other time I was in my room trading, and I was still a newbie and all of that stuff, risking a lot of money and all of that. And after that trade, it started doing its own thing, and then it made me some money. I got up, with my socks on, and I started dancing all over the floor. And then I slipped and I fell. So, from all of that euphoria, you'll be dancing and jumping around, and then you just slip and then you hurt yourself because of you're trying something out for the first time and it actually works out. So you end up injuring yourself. So the dance moves that I was doing were pretty gnarly, and the fall was I kind of am happy because of those two reasons that the dance moves were just gonna get me trending on Twitter. And that fall was pretty massive. So yeah, that's like the moment that I'm pretty sure like that one. I'm happy that it wasn't recorded.
No one recorded it. I think there's a license somewhere in there, but we're not going to pull that out right now. The next question goes to Antoinette, and it is something that people probably don't know about me.
Sure. So my dad actually brought me up as a tomboy. So I was always in the garage giving him spanners and full of oil. So yeah, people don't really know that about me.
Because you're a pageant winner, so yeah, it's
exactly. Models are all about beauty queens, eh? I know.
She's passing spanners. Man, you guys just have life lesson stories all over the place. And the last one, Kieran, this one's for you. What's the most daring thing you've ever done?
The most daring thing ever done. I just like to say that these questions are not rehearsed and they were spontaneous. The most daring thing I've ever done, I think, was snowboarding. Yeah, that was pretty wild. Yeah.
So cool. Where?
In Asia. Yeah. That was pretty cool. Because it's in a country where if something goes wrong, like, hey man, who are you gonna talk to? You don't know the language there. And something did go wrong, but either way, that was the wildest thing. Yeah.
All right, told you guys he's from Japan and he loves anime. It made a lot of sense. So are you guys ready for the panel discussion? Are you guys ready for these questions that are going to be coming your way? So these are some questions we got from people on our Instagram stories, and we're hoping that we're going to have a great time, and they're all around purpose. So the first question will be coming to Antoinette. The question is, how are you finding your purpose through COVID-19 and it being in line with the purpose God has for you?
This is such a good question because I feel like sometimes we are really good at talking ourselves out of the things we know God has called us to do. So it's often so easy to make an excuse like, for now, like we are in this moment of COVID, we are stuck in our homes. We used to fulfill our purposes and pursue our purposes outside, but we are in our homes now. So it can be so easy to say, no, I can't do it because I'm in my home. But when we take a look at Jesus' life, right? So we know Jesus came down from heaven to earth to sacrifice his life for us. But Jesus didn't just sit back until that moment arrived. He went out there. He was still a teacher. He was still a preacher. So I'd like to think about purpose in this way. Purpose follows you wherever you go. So wherever I am, whatever situation I'm facing, we need to ask God to reveal that purpose that he has designed for that specific season in that specific moment to us. And then we need to commit our hearts to God's purpose. So when I look at my own life, I know I'm a student at NMU. I know I'm a young adult leader. I know I'm a mentor. I know I'm also an accounting tutor. So I can easily sit back and say, okay, those are things God placed in my life, but I can't fulfill those promises or those purposes in my life anymore. But it's not like that, because we serve the purpose God has placed on our life. We don't need to worry about the platform. So our purpose during COVID-19 doesn't change. It's just our approach that changes. And we all know COVID-19 has changed everything for us, but there's always one thing that's certain, and it's God's word and the promises and the purpose He's put on each and every one of our lives.
Oh man, that is amazing. That is so great, and it's also a great perspective to have going into this COVID-19. It hasn't changed what my purpose is. It's just God is going to put different ways for me to do things. That's so amazing. Thank you so much for that, Antoinette. Kieran, this one is for you. It's what are 2 valuable ways you found to get realigned with your purpose with God during this time?
That's a great question. And I think part of the answer lies in the question itself. But maybe to start with a small story. I remember when I was younger, my parents bought me a bicycle, and it was like everything when your parents buy it when you're younger, it's 5 or 10 sizes far too big for you because you're going to grow into it, you know. So I had to climb onto this bicycle with the assistance of a nearby pole or something that I could climb up and then hop onto this thing. And I remember the one time I got hold of a stick as well while I was driving the bicycle. And I remember I found that if you tap it on the spokes of the bicycle, it makes that musical sound like ding, 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 ding. And a part of me knew this could end really badly, but a part of me was also like, I'm a guy, it'll be fine. Anyway, everything came to an abrupt stop. And that's kind of how COVID-19 felt in my life, was that everything around me came to a sudden, abrupt stop. And anything around me that perhaps projected purpose suddenly disappeared. And all of a sudden, it's me, you guys, the viewers watching, our families, all confined to the 4 walls of our houses. And we're sitting there going like, well, what now? And I think a fair amount of us would say that our purpose, we often feel our purpose is tied in with our job, because we spend a fair amount of time each week in that. And so when that suddenly disappears, you're like, well, we feel like our purpose has diminished. And what does it feel like if that's taken away? And I really had to come to the understanding that everything around me was the result of my purpose and not a definer of my purpose. And so I feel that's the answer in that question, is that I had to revisit the understanding of my purpose is with God and not constructs around me. And that Ephesians 2:10 says that for we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. And I know that if I stick with God, He's prepared in advance the things that I need to do, and I know they are good for me. And so ensuring that I keep grounded on the rock, and I know that my purpose won't feel like it's diminished when everything around me feels uncertain. Yeah, I hope that answers the question.
I think it kind of. I'm just kidding. That was really. I love that story. I'll never forget that story. I'll remind you about it. Lockdown, and I'll get a bike and I'll get a stick and I'll ask you to show me
We
what
can
it is.
take
Kando, this one's for you, the Australian prophet. It goes, how do you know God has been revealing his purpose in your life?
All right. So how do you know that God is revealing your purpose to your life? There are three things that I feel are most important to observe in your life. Like, number one, if something is a purpose and it's been revealed to you by God, it's always gonna be in your mind. Like, you're always gonna be thinking about it. You know, the Holy Spirit has this thing of dropping some ideas in your head, and then if you brush them off, He gives you some time. You know, slaps you with the same idea the second time, and then you brush it off again, and then He slaps you with the same idea. And then it ends up becoming a constant thought in your mind, and then you end up, it becomes something that you're convicted about, and it ends up becoming something that, you know, you're really passionate about, and then maybe you might consider trying it out. The second way that I've noticed is that in some cases, like, the Lord prepares your skill set in a way that it takes you directly to where your purpose is. You see, like the Psalms say that the steps of a righteous man are guided by the Lord. So the person who wrote that scripture understands very well how the steps of how his steps were guided by God, from the moment he was just the sheep boy to serving the king to a point where he was the king himself. You see, like a process in which there was a specific lesson that he had to learn in each and every single phase of his life that he was going to need when God appointed him as king. So it's also one of those things that you also observe the kind of skill set, where God is taking you and what kind of skills are you learning. And the skills that you're learning from those specific environments, where are they relevant? So it shows you that, okay, God is developing this thing in me. God is developing patience. God is developing financial literacy in me. God is developing this thing of loving people. So all of these skills amalgamated, what kind of purpose do they reveal? And that's also one of the other ways that you can actually see where God is taking you, because God will never give us any task that is far from the skill that He has put in us. So observing the path that He's leading you on will almost always show you the destination. And I think the third thing is that once you maybe it's something that you've been doing, but you don't notice that it's actually your purpose. You know, maybe God has led you through the whole thought process and He's led you through the skill process. Now, when you actually do it, you have to consider how you feel about it. You know, there's always these other stuff that you'll be doing, like maybe you're a student and you don't find much fulfillment in that. But the moment you start serving at Father's house, my God, like you feel revitalized, you feel fire. So that could be that is your purpose, because you have a sense of fulfillment in it. Like, even if nobody walks up to you and says, you know what, Kieran, thank you for what you've done for me, you can feel that, you know what, like the hand of the Lord is upon you when you're doing all of these things. So that is also one of those ways that you can notice that, you know what, this is actually, I'm in the right place. Like, this is my purpose. So it's 3 phases. It starts as a thought, and then in some cases you see that you are on a path, and the skills that you're developing can actually show you where you're going. Or maybe it's something that you're doing, and then you just consider how it makes you feel. So that's my on how everything, how God is revealing the purpose to you.
That's really good. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that was really amazing. Guys, thank you so much. As I said, ladies and gentlemen, we did have professionals with us, and they shared amazing insights to what purpose is, and especially in this time with COVID-19, we know that even though a lot of things have come to an abrupt stop, even though the stick has gone through the bicycle wheel, God hasn't stopped what our purpose is, and He has set us up for this time. We have the skills, we have the thoughts, and we have the direction, and we are probably in the situation of our purpose. You know, it's not just an end goal and something at the end of our walk, but every day, every step that we take in our journey is fulfilling our purpose. So don't forget, thank you for coming through tonight. Thank you, panel. You guys were amazing. Really appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy schedules and your travels. It's really amazing to have you guys with us. And if you're watching us, stay connected with us on FH_Young Adults on Instagram, every Father's House SA platform. We're on YouTube, Facebook, we're on Instagram, Twitter. Are we on TikTok yet, Kieran?
No, we're not. Dean Cartier, if you're watching this, we need to be on TikTok.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Have a lekker Sunday. Have a lekker week. Great seeing everyone. Panel, peace out.
Thank you for joining us today. I hope that you were taking notes, because that was some powerful stuff. Please don't forget to follow FH_Young Adults for daily updates, such as Verse of the Week, Thoughtful Thursday, 5 Fridays, and some Instagram challenges in between. If you would like to share this with a friend or you'd like to play it back, please visit the Father's House Church YouTube channel, subscribe for more, and you'll also be notified when we go live next. I hope you have an incredible rest of your evening, and we will see you next week again. Bye!
Welcome back, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. That was absolutely an incredible panel discussion from the guys. I thought there were such great moments there shared by the various leaders. And it's incredible to sit here and just watch what the fruits that they can bear in terms of the information that they've shared. Really, really great. I loved Kieran's enthusiasm when it comes to TikTok. I see Nate says, I'm missing Amanda sharing news. I think she's done an incredible job. She did mention the FH_ young adults. That's where most of our information is going through. So please like us on Instagram, as well as just keep in touch with the information. Last time, just request down below is the online Hello card. Click on the link, fill out the basic details, and I promise I'll get in touch with you from early as the beginning of next week. I won't go on too long, just saying a huge thank you for watching. It's been an incredible experience. And Matt Stafford, I did have a good laugh at you as you were talking about which button, if I was going to press the wrong one when it comes to the stream to young adults panel discussion. Matt, you did make me laugh, I will be honest. Guys, it's been an incredible experience. Enjoy the week ahead. Don't forget Tier 10 as always. Have a good one.